Mr. Utterson was sitting by his ingle any evening after dinner, when he was Bombay's to have a visit for Pooh. "Bless me, Pooh, if it brings you here," he screeched, and Syne taking a second look at him. "What's the matter?" he added. "Is the doctor nae well?" "Mr. Utterson," quoth the child, "there's something wrong." "Take a seat, and here's a glass of wine for you," quoth the solicitor. "Now take your time, and tell me plain what you want." "You ken the doctor's wise, sir," Pooh made reply, and fo he steeks himself up. "Will he steek it up again in the cabinet, and I dinna like it, sir. I wish I might die gin I like it. Mr. Utterson, sir, I'm feared." "No, my good child," quoth the solicitor, "but plain, what are you feared to?" "I've been feared for about a week," Pooh told him, strongly disregarding the spearing, "and I can thole it nae mair." The child's look bore more in his words. His manner was changed for the war, and except for the minute when he'd first tell of his terror, he hadna aince looked at the solicitor in the eye. Even now he sat with a glass of wine untasted on his knee, and his een directed to the nook of the flare. "I can thole it nae mair," he repeated. "Come," quoth the solicitor, "I see you have some good reason, Pooh. I see there's something unca wrong. It'll to tell me what it is." "I think there's been coarseness ongoing," spak Pooh hoarsely. "Coarseness?" skirled the solicitor, a good deal frightened, and rather like to be ragey as a result. "What coarseness? What does the child mean?" "I darna speak, sir," was the reply, "but will you come along with me and see for yourself?" Mr. Utterson's only reply was to rise and tuck his hat and jacket, but he saw with amazement the wrath of relief that showed in the butler's visage, and maybe, with nae less, that the wine was still untasted when he put it down to follow. It was a wide, caul, seasonable nicht of March, with a peely wally mean lying on her back, as though the wind had caught her, and a fleeing rock of the most see-through and lany mark. The wind broke speaking hard and broke the bleed into the visage. It seemed to have swiped the streets unca bare of folk mirror, for Mr. Utterson thought he'd never seen Don Bertel in sae time. He could have wished it otherwise. Never in his life had he kent so sharp a wish to see and touch his fellow creatures, for warsel as he might, there was brought into his arms a crushing expectation of tragedy. The square, from the one runner, was half full of wind and stew, and the thin trees in the garden were whipping themselves along the railing. Pooh, wha had kept it all the way a pace or twa ahead, now pulled up in the midst of the pavement, and in spite of the nippy weather, took off his hat and dusted his brow with a reed pouch snifter dichter. But for a' the hush was coming, there werena the dews of sweat that he dicted awa, but the weakness of some thrappling grew, for his visage was white, and his voice when he spake, worse and broken.